What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ooh, bird. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I think I got an echo. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Doc Holiday. We are back. We are back. We are back for another HBCU Overdrive live stream. It is the Monday Night Review. I don't know if my partner in crime is going to be on here tonight, but if you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment and share with other folks. But most of all, subscribe, become an Overdrive fan. All you have to do just hit the join button on the outside of the chat, and for $4.99, you get everything from me and above. But we are here. We are here. We are here to get everything going for the SWAC basketball tournament. What's going on, Jawan? I got my boy Big Lauderdale up in the house. You know, um, Dragon 1998. I see you. I see you. I see you. So I'll just let everybody know I did. I said that's what I said. I did get a new soundboard. So if you hear a reverb coming off of the um microphone, that's because this is all new right here. But it's a good thing because, like I said, I'm gonna get it anyway. We're gonna get it anyway. So other than that, trying to get some more people to come up in here. I know everybody's at the lit house tonight. I think 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock is going to be over on Ken Clark show. Shout out to him. Um, Shout out to Austin for coming on the show on Saturday night. That was a good thing for us, man, to let everybody know that he is working for the greater good of Jackson State. So he is working for the greater good of Jackson State. Dr. Love Grandfam, I see you. I see you. Grandfam is in the house. I am not trying to be controversial. I'm not trying to be funny. Somebody on Twitter asked them to make me the new HBCU game day. they they asked me to make them HBCU game day because I cover everything. And I mean not just everything, I cover everything. But but yeah, we are in the building. First of all, all right, that's good. First of all, let's get it to these non-topics as far as non-HBCU topics going on right now. Everybody know uh, it is the NFL free agency, trading blocks, franchise tags, going to a new place, getting your money. Everybody know Derek Carr is going to New Orleans for 100 up to 150 mil for 4 years. 100 million of that is guaranteed. So my man, my man, my man, he got his money. I want to make sure everybody hear the sound effects coming out there. Let me know if you can hear the sound effects coming out. So uh like I said, I'm breaking this thing in, and it's a godsend right now. Lamar Jackson, man. I don't know where Lamar Jackson is going, but be prepared if you are a Ravens fan, be prepared for him to be franchise tag. I'm just warning folks. Be prepared for him to be franchise tag. Is loud and clear? All right. All right. All right. That's what I'm talking about. So we loud and clear. So yeah, I don't know where he will go, man. Anybody that needs an actual quarterback, that's what the future will be for Lamar Jackson. Also, that would probably be the future for Aaron Rodgers if he decides not to stay in Green Bay. But it all depends on what they do. On what they do. So, um, I just want to put that. I just want to try to put that out there for tonight. Um, Now, if he does go to Atlanta, he go does go to Atlanta. In Atlanta, I promise it's gonna be a big problem in Atlanta. As if he goes to Atlanta, man. So hopefully, hopefully he could get his money. Um, if I'm if I'm Baltimore, I'm I'm you got to get that man. You got to get that man his money because I'm gonna tell you just like this: if you don't give him his money, it's gonna be like it was before you won the Super Bowl. You had no quarterback. You played with a backup in Trent Dilfer, and he got lucky. So so you need a quarterback, and you need one ASAP. Like seriously, you needed one like yesterday. So other than that, in NBA news, I want to know y'all perspective on Ja Morant and what's going on. At first, at first he was suspended for 2 games by the team, and then it turned it. I don't think it was an indefinite suspension, but it turned into a look like an indefinite leave of absence. But I know they are investigating. The NBA is investigating. So I'm just trying to figure out what in the hell was Ja thinking about brandishing a gun on social media. I just want to think about what he was doing, brandishing a gun. Thinking about what was his, what was, what was his thought process about brandishing a gun for social media. Y'all let me know about that. Put it in the comment. Put it in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel about that because, in a sense, he needs. I don't know if he say he needs his butt whipped, but um, he needs to do something. And I don't know what it is that he needs to do, but he needs to do something. And I know his dad didn't raise him to be like that. So, but with Ja Morant, look, I'm gonna just say it just like this: sit your ass down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. Uh, take a chill pill and just chill. You just chill. That's all you need to do. That is all you need to do. Is chill. 'Cause you messing up a good thing right there, my brother. You're messing up a good thing right there. So, um, other than that, man, look, we're gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna give a big shout out. Give a big shout out to all the schools that are participating in the Home Depot retool your school uh project. Give a shout out to all the schools that are doing a Home Depot retool your school. We need to go out there and get those votes, get those votes out there, get it going. Um, because that's $150,000, man. $150,000 to the school, man. Yeah, it's disappointing about right now about job, man, because like I said, I know his dad be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like he is,
Huh?
yeah. So, other than that, man, I know some other people got some money. In it, let me go back to the NFL. I know some other people got some money. Uh, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out to Geno Smith and getting that bag, getting that bag, getting that bag from the Seattle Seahawks. My man got $100 some million, a little bit over $100 million for 3 years. He got the bag just off of his just off of his one season, throwing for over 4,200 yards. They had like 27, 28 touchdowns, and led them to the playoffs. And this is after you let go, you trade Russell Wilson to Denver. You you pretty much dismantled your whole defense, and you you working with scraps. And I'll give it to him, like, for real. We got Mr. Campbell in the building as always. That's Unc. But Gino got his money. He did what he's supposed to do, got his money, and I don't think he's gonna look back. I don't think he's gonna slide because it was hard for him to even get back into the good graces of being an actual starting quarterback. So being an actual starting quarterback. But like I said, big ups to Geno Smith for getting his money, getting the bag, getting that bag. If anybody want to come up here, I am putting the link in the chat. That way we can get some discussion talking about HBCU basketball. And if Mr. Ford is on here, if he's on here, he'll see the link and we can get that going. We can get it going. Um, let's see. The other thing we got going on over here is oh my goodness. As always, got Mr. Ford. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, Kay, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, let me start off with a complaint. And
Uh
Doc, you got Tool. I want you to work on this. You're gonna be my lawyer. I
oh.
want you or Mr. Mona to send an email to Dr. McClellan
Uh-oh.
I want this to be the last damn year that all of the teams are not included in the tournament. That's Bush League. You always bragging about the money you making, the contacts you making. It makes no sense that all of the schools should be eligible for the tournament. This makes no sense. And so I want you to be my advocate, my lawyer, my counselor, and I want you to email him and let him know this is the last damn year of that Bush League stuff. Next year, all SWAC schools are eligible for the tournament, men and women. That's number one. Number two, I would if he can't fix them brackets no better than what they are, especially on semifinal day on Friday.
Oh,
Tell him, Mr. Ford, I will give them the brackets, fix the brackets for them. All they got to give me is free tickets to the Friday game and the Saturday game. Now you gonna do that for me, Doc?
I got you. I got you.
Okay.
I
All
got
right.
Hey,
Okay. Uh,
this man, you came in firing on all cylinders tonight.
that's right. Because it don't make no sense for us not to have. We supposed to be a big time SWAC conference. We got all of these name schools, all this tradition, all of this history. We got a conference that's over 100 years old. And then you're going to put together a Bush League tournament. Every school, men and women, should be eligible for that tournament. And
Right.
like I said, that bracket they got for Friday, that looked like something out of the 1960s. This is 2023. So SWAC office, get with the times.
It was, back then it used to be, um, like we used to have every school represented in the
That's
SWAC.
right. So listen, so we going backwards.
I guess they try to shorten it out because I would rather have 4 days than to have 3 days at the conference tournament. Mr. Ford jumped out for a second. Put it back up there. Yeah, I remember that. Back then, it used to be 4 days because all schools was represented in the tournament. No matter if you had uh, no matter if you had the worst record in the conference, every school was represented in the tournament. So, Dr. McClellan, I ain't trying to be funny, but you need to.
Acknowledge me.
That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. I forgot I said you in the you in the city. You in Birmingham. You in Birmingham. I see you.
Oh, Mr. Campbell, this is what I don't like. Okay, you got a semifinal game at 2 o'clock. Listen, it's common sense. You have the two semifinal games with the girls. You start one at 4. I think you start the other one at 6. Then you have the two semifinal men's game as the nightcap. One would start, I think, at 7. The other one would start at 9. You got a semifinal game at 2 o'clock. Ain't nobody gonna be there.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't have to recreate the wheel. Just go and look at the model of the CIAA. Let me tell you something. At one time, the CIAA was the third largest tournament in America. It was the NCAA tournament, the ACC tournament, and then it was the CIAA. We don't have to recreate the wheel. But those brackets for Friday is ridiculous. That's the dumbest brackets I've ever seen.
So uh let's get into that though. Let's get into that.
Put them. Can you pull them up, Doc? Can you pull the brackets up for Friday? I know you can go to SWAC. Go to the SWAC page. They got the brackets on the SWAC page. Were you able to pull it up? Hey, is that Mr. Mona here? Did Mr. Mona get in yet? Are we frozen? Doc, can you hear me? Let me see if we're frozen. Let me check my chat right here. I think we might be frozen. Hold on. Somebody let me know. We frozen? Hey, that's Khalil. Khalil said, yeah. Okay, so we're frozen, right? Somebody let me know. We're frozen. Can you hear me? This is Mr. Ford. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So y'all can hear me? Okay, well let me give y'all my other pet peeve that I have. I wanna and let me say this to all you Southern University people. I went to Grambling. I'm a graduate of Grambling. I love Southern University. But them 1990 salaries you give in that football program and that basketball program, that is ridiculous. Let me tell you something. You paying them football coaches $50,000 a year. This is not 1992. This is 2023. Position coaches should make no less than 90,000. Your offensive and defensive coordinator should be at least 130 to 150,000. The only person you paying decent is Eric Dooley. I think you got him at 310. This is ridiculous about this pay scale, and that's another thing, Doc. I want y'all to write about. We got to get these coaches. We got to have a better pay scale in the SWAC. Now, let me just say this: I was mad with Dooley because I said Dooley went and got his homeboy. But listen, that's all he could get with them salaries Southern paying. Y'all Southern got to do better than that. I hope nobody else in the SWAC is not giving these coaches these starvation wages. Now, can y'all hear me? Somebody let me know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Ford. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
I had bad connection. But okay, so let's get into the SWAC tournament.
Okay.
All
Okay.
Right. So the reason why Mr. Ford is upset because let's just look on the women's side. Your Jackson State is the number one seed, number one
Right.
overall seed throughout the whole tournament. Okay.
Right.
So they're playing on Thursday.
Okay.
So they would be the first game on the at 5:30 on Thursday, which to me, I wouldn't put Jackson State on a Thursday. They're the
Right.
number one seed.
Right.
If you're the number one seed, I'm putting them on Friday.
Right.
Now that's the way
In the
I would.
semis. Yeah. In the
Right.
semifinals. Right. That's right. In the
I
semis.
would. Well, I say not when I say. Let me take that back. Not on Friday, but I will put them. So like the first game, these are the quarterfinals, y'all. So
Right.
the first game, instead of it being on Wednesday, that's the 8th. I'm putting them on Thursday. Thursday is the game. That's what you really want to do. You will put them on Thursday because they're the hotter name if you really
Right.
think about this.
Right. And you give them the prime time slot, which is what? Later that evening.
You give them a prime time slot at 5:30 later that evening.
Now let me ask you this here, Doc. Who were the teams that were left home? Who did not get a chance to come to Birmingham?
So the teams that did not get to come to Birmingham, both Valley teams on men and women. You see, we got Florida A&M.
Both men and women.
Women. Yep.
Okay.
Texas Southern women didn't go.
Okay.
And you're looking at trying to figure out. I'm looking at Grambling.
Grambling women didn't go?
No, they're playing they're the number 8
Okay.
seed.
All right. Okay. So this is what I'm saying, Doc.
Yeah.
Those schools that you called out that didn't go, they should have been on display Monday. If not Monday, Tuesday at the latest.
Right. So it would have been a first round kind of like of course it's going to be one and done.
Right. But now here's the thing. Dr. McClellan is always telling us about this money that the SWAC is making. If you're making this kind of money, why are you leaving schools out of your tournament? You are a Division I tournament. Why are
Right.
you leaving people at home? That's Bush League. That's uncalled for. And really, those schools shouldn't go for it. I don't care if they didn't win a game, they should be at that tournament. They should. Now, the other thing I want you to read to them is the Friday schedule and the times, and then they can see why I'm upset. Read the Doc,
So on
I
Friday,
can't see.
no, you good. So on Friday, everybody, Mr. Ford hotter than fish grease up
Yes,
in here
I'm hot tonight.
today. So Friday, 11 a.m. So that's the first games because it's women. Women is always
Right,
going to be the first game before the men. So
right.
it's going to go women, men, women, men, women, men, women, men. So that's how they do it.
And see,
Unless
Doc, that's my problem. That's wrong. You should go the two women game, then you go the two men semifinals. The first men semifinal should be at 7. The
uh-huh,
last semifinal should be at 9. So they should be walking out of that arena about 11:30.
11 o'clock. Yeah, and
This is
I
wrong.
see where
This
you
is
get.
wrong.
I see where you're getting at.
That's what
So
I'm saying. Listen, what I want you to tell them, I will fix them brackets. All they got to do is give me free tickets for Friday and Thursday. I'll fix them brackets for them. Just give me free tickets for Friday and Thursday. I mean, Friday and Saturday.
he ain't playing y'all tonight. So the way it's look, like I said, the way it's looking, uh, on both days, because the only reason why they're doing it like this is because they're sharing the venue.
With who?
The men's and women is sharing the venue with each other.
But that's
Because
okay. But see,
I,
Doc,
but I would if it would, but like I'm just saying, just like this, y'all. If it's me and the way I would present it is, I would have the women at another venue.
no, Doc, I don't have a problem with them being at the venue. I'm just saying those times are messed up. Like I said, Friday you should have the two, and I think that they may be starting those two semifinal games too early. I would look at maybe what you think about 4. The first semifinal game at 4. The next one at what, 6? And then the
So the
men
first,
follow immediately. Because I don't have a
so
problem with the women being at the same venue as the men. I don't have a problem with that. It's the way that they got the brackets with this. You got a girl semifinals, then a men semifinal, then you got a semifinal that night. That's stupid. That don't make no sense. We should have 2 men semifinal games that night. 2 women semifinals games right before the girls' game. I mean, before the men's game. Listen,
marketing.
all they got to do is go and look at those brackets that were done by the CIAA. You play the 2 women's semifinals on Friday. You start that first men's semifinals game about 7. After that's over, you give them 20 minutes and you get the final men's semifinal game that night. You should
Okay.
be walking out of that Gene Bartow about what, 10:30, 11 o'clock?
Yeah, about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, about 11 o'clock. Which would set you up for basketball all day. That's what I did this weekend over at Georgia State.
Mm-hmm.
We got there about 2:30. I think I got back home enough I got back in time to talk to you on your show. So I
Right.
got home about 9:30.
Yeah, you did do that. That was correct. That was
Yeah,
correct.
so that's what I'm saying. But listen, I hate Mr. Mona on here because I need her to be my lawyer. I need her to get this straight. I need this straight now. Now, like I said, now this the last year I want this mess. We're gonna do this Bush League stuff this year, but next year we can't do this now. We can't do this next year. You
And
talking about you making money and you're gonna be doing all these payouts, but you're gonna leave schools at home? That's Bush League. High schools don't even do that.
What?
if you really think about it, we gotta get out that way of thinking. And
Yeah,
it's
and this
crazy
is
too because
Division I.
you got a lot of women teams. The women's schools teams started their conference tournaments like this past weekend. Like let's just say for this. Let's just say if we didn't have to play that extra game, I know we play 18. We play 18 conference games.
Right.
Since now we add on Bethune and Fan. The way the women was going was that they started their tournament. Um, some of them started on Wednesday.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it makes no sense to be leaving these schools on. And Miss Kim, I see what you're saying, but let me go back to something I've been saying, and I don't know if you've heard me, Mr. Kim. That tournament got to come out of Birmingham. That tournament has got to go to Jackson, Mississippi. If not Jackson, Mississippi, that tournament got to go to Baton Rouge. And I know some of y'all might be mad with me about saying that, but I'm just telling you the truth. The reason it's got to go to Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is the middle of the SWAC. If we put that tournament in Jackson, Mississippi, we can have 8,000 and 9,000 people. That's what them kids deserve. If we can't have it in Jackson, Mississippi, let's go to Baton Rouge with it. Let's go take it on the campus of Southern University. They got that dome, what that thing called down there? And it's what they call the Clark Activities. What is it?
Yeah, Clark Activity Center.
We can take it on Southern's campus. But the first choice needs to be Jackson, Mississippi. And if Jackson can't host it, take it to Baton Rouge.
And if you don't want to have it in Baton Rouge, you can always.
You're right, Drake. I know they have better facilities, but let me tell you something. What does it mean to have better facilities? And we got 300 people at the championship game, where we can have 7,000 and 8,000 if we take it to Jackson or if we take it to Baton Rouge.
Well, you can have it in Dallas. It did well when it was in Dallas. I know this for sure. I went to, like I said, I went to some games here in Dallas.
Wait a minute, Drake, he said Baton Rouge is more central than Jackson? Listen, do I need to give you a geography lesson?
Uh-oh.
Baton Rouge is more central than Jackson, Mississippi?
I'm about to say, it lines up on the same, they line up.
To be honest with you, Birmingham is really SIEC territory.
Yeah.
Now, you got a point right where you say it has better. You're right about the Bartow Center, but my thing is, I want a crowd. I'm tired of this 300 people at championship game. I want a crowd. That's why I said take it to Jackson, Mississippi, or take it to Baton Rouge.
If you have it in Jackson, you can have it at the big house.
That's what I'm saying. And I believe we can get 7,000. Don't you think so, Doc?
Oh, yeah. You get at least 7,000.
We can get 7,000. Because I'm sick of this 300 people.
I do like this, though, from MEAC Mike. Shout out to him. He always said, play it at the tournament of the site of the number one team, which would be Alcorn. But then again, you don't want to have it at Alcorn because of the simple fact that Alcorn arena is small.
Well, where would the people? Well, so where would they live if you have it in Alcorn? Where's the hotels? Is that Vicksburg or what?
Vicksburg or Jackson.
Okay.
So you would have it. So if it was the case, have it in Jackson. That way, when it's in Jackson, everybody can get to their hotels.
Right.
You got a lot of stuff going on. You got
That's right.
Restaurants. And then, like I said, you have it at the big house. You have it there. And you would get at least, you'll probably get at least about 5,000 to 7,000 people up in there. And when I said, like I said, when I was about 12, 13 years ago, when the tournament was in Dallas at Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, it was, you had a crowd probably like 4,000 or 5,000. It seats 6,000, 6,500. But you had like a crowd of 4,000 or 5,000, especially on semifinals and the SWAC final on both men and women, because people are going to stay. A lot of people, when it comes down to it, they want to, you getting a bang for your buck. So they want to be able to watch good basketball in a central location.
Yeah, in a central location. That's the most important thing.
And not having to, some people they don't want to leave. Hell, you there all day. I wouldn't want to leave either. I want to have my all day pass, watch all the games.
That's right.
Don't have to move from my seat anytime unless I'm going to the restroom or getting some food.
And the two men semifinals should be at night. You shouldn't have no semifinal men game during the day. That don't make no sense.
Hey,
That's crazy.
you gotta have it at night. So on the women's side, so we're gonna on the down side.
Okay.
All right, number one Jackson State, number one overall seed, um, going up against the number 8 seed Grambling, who pretty much got into the tournament by the skin of their teeth, uh, because it could have went either way. it could have went either way. I have Jackson State is going to blow Grambling out of the water. I'm looking at
Right.
about 25 points or more.
Right.
So you got the second game, which that's the first game. So that's the second game. So the first game is Alabama A&M, who's the number 2 seed, going up against Pine Bluff, Arkansas, who is the number 7 seed. If you look at it, Coach Don Thornton for Pine Bluff has
Right.
this team ready. Now, Alabama A&M, on the other hand, have better guard play than Pine Bluff. Pine
And this
Bluff
is women. This women or men?
women. This is
Women.
women.
Okay. Women. Okay.
So Pine Bluff women is pretty much. I tell you just like this. Coach Thornton is a Jackson State alum.
Right.
She's basically building her team just like she see what Coach Reed is doing at Jackson State.
So she's doing what she's doing now. The portal,
She does the portal,
junior college.
junior college.
Okay.
She gets the bigs.
Right.
It's the guards. I mean, it's the bigs for Pine Bluff. It's the guard play for A&M.
Right. Okay.
So
they're up and coming. That Pine Bluff program is up and coming.
Oh yeah, she's up and coming, y'all.
Okay.
She's up and coming.
Right.
Just by talking to her earlier
Right.
last year, she had her team primed and ready to go.
Right.
She had a couple of injuries in the middle of the season, and it kind of didn't go the way that she wanted to go. But
Right.
it's the fact that now she's in the tournament and she can put in and kind of do what she can as far as coaching in the tournament. But I on this case, I will have Alabama A&M winning this game, not by a lot, but it will be a very close game, y'all. So this game, this is at 11 o'clock. Not too many people play SWAC. We don't play at 11 o'clock in the morning.
That's why I say it's awful. It makes no sense.
You got
It's too early.
It's too early. So they have now these teams have to get their mind readjusted because instead of you playing at what, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
Right.
you got to switch your brain wave to playing in the morning time. So you can't stay up at night. So you got to be able to get up out there.
Yeah. These brackets are terrible.
So March 9th, which is that Thursday, that is Alabama State, who is the number 3 seed, versus Bethune-Cookman, who is the number 6 seed.
Okay.
Cookman got their way into the tournament by defeating FAMU. They were on, I think they ended the season probably on like a 2 or 3 game winning streak. And I can check and see right now. That way, I don't want to give out any type of misinformation. So Bethune, if they didn't have that early slide, if they didn't have that slide in the middle of conference season, you will probably hear about Bethune-Cookman probably being like a 3 seed or a 2 seed.
Listen, I want to congratulate them with all that foolishness that's going on down there with Ed Reed, and them kids were still able to be focused and come to this tournament. They have done a great job. So I say congratulations to Bethune-Cookman. that you overcome all of that mess and all of that foolishness that was going on. I think they've done a great job.
Hmm. So y'all got to remember they ended this. They were on uh a 4 game slide until they won against FAMU. So you
Right.
got
That's the
they
girls, right?
that's the girls. That's the
Yeah.
girls. So they were exactly at the time they were exactly 9-3. So they was pretty much second place at the time against next to Jackson.
Right.
And then they went on that slide. And
Right.
they won the last game at home against FAMU. So these girls are a scrappy bunch. Uh, but Alabama State, I haven't gotten too much of a look at them, but um, giving the scouting report, they do have a good mid-range game, good outside shooting. They have their only problem is they turn the ball over too much.
Right.
Now with this game right here, because this is a morning game, also, um, this might be an upset right here. This might be an upset. I might see an upset with Bethune taking out Alabama State. Uh, that
You say you think Bethune will take Alabama State?
hmm
No, Doc. Miss Jackson, that lady got a good program down there.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I know she
That
got.
lady, yeah,
I
that
know she
lady's
got a
probably
good
she's just
program.
overshadowed by Mr. Mika Reed and them. But that Alabama State women's program is pretty good.
Hey, I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, because now remember now before Tamika Reed came into the SWAC, that Miss Jackson them kind of ran the SWAC now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That I can't remember her first name. I know her husband at one time was the men's coach. He was a big time player at Alabama State years ago. But she's got a pretty good program. Miss I don't Doc, what's her first name?
I wouldn't even know, man.
I went I know her last name is Jackson, right?
I think so.
She's good, man. Like I said, she just overshadowed by Miss Reed and by Jackson State. That Alabama State girls program is pretty good and been good for a number of years.
Right. So, but like I said, it might can happen though. Every dog got his day. It
Yeah,
might can happen. So, I might have it to where Alabama State loses this game. And then the final game of the night on uh, Thursday night, well, that's Friday. No, well, that's Thursday. Yes, Thursday night is Prairie View versus Texas. I mean, not Texas Southern, but Prairie View versus Southern. Um, looking at this right here,
that's gonna be a good game, Doc.
that will be a good game.
That's Sandy Pugh against her old school, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a good game.
I want people to watch out for number 11 for Prairie View, Diana Rosenthal. Lethal score as a guard. Lethal score as a guard. She's not too much good of a 3 point score shooter, but she can get to the basket. Um, she's cerebral when it comes to scoring. So she get to the basket, she draws fouls, she get to the free throw line. That's the name of her game right there. But y'all look out for Miss Diana Rosenthal. So for Prairie View, this game right here, if Prairie View doesn't have a hiccup in this game, I can see them taking out Southern. But both of them,
That's a dog fight. That's gonna be a
no,
dog fight.
both of them won 4 out of 5, the last 4 out of 5. So
Yeah, that's gonna be a
that
dog fight. That's
it's
gonna be a
strong.
dog fight. Yeah, that's Coach Pugh against her old school.
Hmm.
That's gonna be a dog fight.
So I'm kind of looking at to where Prairie View might be able to take out Texas. I mean Southern University. or Southern can get. They can kind of start off fast, not and not look back, and not look back. So that's just first round. That's the quarterfinals, y'all. March 8th and 9th. First game is at 11 on both days. Second game is at 5:30 on both days. On the men's side, y'all. On the men's side, Alcorn is the overall number one seed for the tournament on the men's side. Now, a lot of people uh have been riding our tails about us being uh Grambling and Alcorn being co-champs, but I'm gonna tell you just like this: I'm not looking at it them being co-champs. I'm looking at them being outright champs because the uh overall they have the overall tiebreaker against Grambling. They beat Grambling 63-60 early in January down at Alcorn.
And Doc, don't forget, if these brackets were correct, Grambling and Alcorn should receive double buys.
Right.
They
That's if
should. They
all
should.
that's if
Yeah,
that's if all teams was in the conference
that's
tournament.
right. If all teams, they would get double buys. They would be off, I think, the first 2 days.
So what what I'm looking at it right here is Prairie View. I mean not Prairie View, but Alcorn suffocating defense. Grambling, um, they can dump the ball in the paint, but they also have good guard play.
Yeah, they
And
do.
and what
They
they
do.
can do is if they want to run you out the gym, they can run you out the gym. If they want to
Yeah,
slow the pace down, they can slow the pace down. What's going on, Marcus?
yeah.
Yeah, they can
And,
do
and,
all.
and
They can do all that.
the guy at Alcorn, what is his name? Bossy? What's his
Bussy,
coach's?
Bussy.
Bussy is the new kid on the block. This guy at Grambling, as he's put in some work. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Grambling should be the favorite. They should be the favorite team
They should be the
because
favorite team.
he's been in the SWAC for how many years?
Coach Jackson been in the. I don't know how long he's been in the sweat, but
So he should be given. He should be favored. He should be favored
uh,
because this guy at Alcorn is brand new, right? This is his first or second year.
Bussy, I think this is either his second year.
Yeah,
That would be somebody for GSPN could actually tell me that.
right. So I think the favorite team probably is Grambling.
Right. So,
But that's not taking that from Alcorn because let me tell you something. I saw Alcorn on HBCU go several times and I was very impressed.
oh yeah,
I was very impressed.
oh yeah, and when I'm saying Alcorn has a suffocating defense,
Yeah,
is they have to where you're not in the sense you're not gonna dump that ball in the paint. You're not gonna settle. They're not gonna settle you for uh, easy scores. They want you to work to get those points. Because they led the league. They led the conference in scoring defense
and that's Alcorn.
as Alcorn.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so first game, that's like I said, that's on Wednesday for the men, which is Grambling versus Bethune Cookman. I have but I have Bethune Cookman going back home. don't
yeah,
get me
yeah,
don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
All the chaos, like we said, all the
yeah.
chaos that's going on at Bethune Cookman, Reggie Theus has righted the ship
Yes, he
for
has.
his program.
Yeah,
That means
yeah,
that man has did his job.
yeah.
Even if he is the AD for the school, he is still doing his job. He still had to do. You got to do double duty. Don't get me wrong.
My thing is, are they going to give him the money to go get some more players? Are you going to give him the money? Are you going to do him the starvation wages stuff?
That
Because I think Reggie can build a program down there in Daytona.
you got to. You got to give him the money.
Yeah, you got to give him the money. We don't need that mess.
Yeah,
Give him what he needs.
And it is a tough first game for Bethune in this tournament.
Yeah.
Bethune going back to Daytona, starting
Yeah.
all over again, y'all.
And like you said, congratulations to that Daytona men's program that they made it to the tournament.
Game 2 is Alcorn versus Texas Southern. Now this is where me and you we have a problem. This sport.
I go with Alcorn.
I go with Alcorn.
I go with Alcorn.
Texas Southern is the vets in this thing because they did win the conference tournament last season.
Oh yeah, but like you said, the guard play at Texas Southern was so up and down this year. I still say that ETN kid that left Texas Southern and went to Southern, that hurt them a lot.
Yep,
that hurt them.
If Mike Davis didn't get if he didn't leave to go to Detroit Mercy, his son Antoine Davis, what he was doing at Texas Southern.
Oh yeah. Listen, I was hurt when Mike Davis left Texas Southern. I like him. I like that guy, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. He could be on the in the Power 5. They just don't. I don't know if they got something against him or what, but that guy's really good, man. Yeah. Mike Davis is really good.
Real good.
Because he made it to the championship. I think he lost to Maryland. He was at Indiana, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that guy's good, man. I was so happy when he was in the SWAC. Oh, I was happy, man.
But just think, if he had his son at Texas Southern.
Oh man!
If y'all haven't seen his son play, his son is a 6'3", 6'4" guard for Detroit Mercy. He is the second all-time leading scorer in NCAA history, y'all.
They've been featuring him on ESPN every day. About the last 3 or 4 days.
They lost in either the quarters or the semifinals of the conference tournament of the Horizon tournament. He was only 3 points away of tying Pete Maravich, Pistol Pete. 3 points. 3 points away of time.
Hey, Doc, am I showing my age when I say I saw him play?
Nah.
I used to watch Pistol Pete Maverick. Used to go against a guy up in Kentucky named Dan Issel. You ever heard of that name?
Oh, yeah. Dan Issel used to be.
Dan Issel, man. Guy named Dan Issel, Louis Dampier. Listen, I saw Pistol Pete Maverick play the University of Georgia one time. He had 63 points, and they still lost the game. I saw. I remember his dad was named Press Maverick. They were actually from Pennsylvania. He came south to coach at Clemson.
Yeah.
And he turned LSU out, man.
Yep. But if he was in the SWAC, it would have been.
Yeah, you're right, boy. He'd be a show.
Now, this is the gripe I have right here. Instead of this being your game 2 on Wednesday, make this your game 2 on Thursday.
Now, which one is that, Doc? Which one is that?
Alcorn and Texas Southern. Make that your game 2 on Thursday.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's right. You gotta reward Alcorn and Grambling because they're the champions. You're supposed to always reward the champions. That's why I say, and if these brackets were right, and like you said, if all teams are there, them teams should get a double bye. Yeah, they should get a double bye.
So, game 1 on Friday is Jackson State versus Prairie View. We just finished playing Prairie View earlier in the week.
Right.
We did defeat them. But what I saw on Saturday when they played Texas Southern, Prairie View guards are a menace to society. They get.
Doc, can I say one thing?
Basket. Go ahead.
Emmett Jones, you said Pistol Pete Maverick was drafted by the New Orleans Jazz. I thought he was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks out of LSU.
Yeah, he was drafted by the Hawks.
Now, I know he did play for the New Orleans Jazz.
Right.
But I thought he went first round because he got drafted the same year as Artis Gilmore.
Yeah.
Artis went to the ABA to the Was it the Kentucky Colonels? Where did Artis Gilmore go?
Kentucky Colonels.
Kentucky Colonels. That's right. But that, oh man.
So on that note, you basically got your first game is Jackson State on Friday. Now this game I would have moved instead of on Friday, I would have moved to Thursday.
And what game is that?
The Jackson State Prairie View game. The only reason why I would move it to Thursday in the evening slot is because it will be a bigger draw on Thursday on the Wednesday night instead of a Thursday night because I'm reserving all the games on Thursday for Grambling and all.
Right up the top of your head, Doc. Who's in charge of doing the brackets for the SWAC? Is you know the name?
I do not know the name who does this
Oh,
bracket.
okay.
But that this game should be on Thursday instead of on Wednesday instead of on Thursday. But Prairie View guard play is they are a menace to society. They get after you, especially when they get into they play press. When they press you at half court, it's hard for you to get into your half court set. So you will have to try to beat that press uh, from the time you throw the ball in from the baseline. Like you have to beat that press before then.
Hey,
Also,
and Mr. Campbell, you haven't forgot David Thompson now and Matt Calvin them. I see you said Doug Moe and you said Alex English and Kika. You haven't forgot David Thompson, have you? And Matt Calvin. You didn't forget them, right?
but yeah, if you think about it, man, I have Jackson State winning this game
Against Prairie View.
against Prairie View.
That's gonna be a big one.
It will be a big one
That's gonna be a big one.
because now,
Because that guy at Prairie View, he's won the SWAC before, and really now he's the old head, and your coach is the new head.
right,
The NBA player, what's his name?
Mo Williams.
Mo Williams now. Because Mo got, what, 2 years in the SWAC?
Yeah, two
Okay, because that guy at Prairie View has won the SWAC before.
Mm-hmm. And then the late night game on Thursday is Southern versus Alabama A&M. We always talked about Southern been having pretty much like between a 3 to a 4 guard rotation, 4 guard
Right.
lineup on the floor. When they do go into that lineup right there, they are very small. Very small. So it is easy for you to get uh defensive rebounds. It's also easy for you to play in a zone instead of playing man. I'm not playing man against 4 guards out there on the floor. I'm playing a zone to try to make them shoot. You got to make them shoot.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to close the paint. But in this regards, for the men, I actually have Alabama A&M winning this game on Thursday.
Yeah. And Mr. Campbell, they didn't play no defense. I remember them teams, especially George Gervin. He played Matador defense. He would score 50 points a night, but he didn't guard nobody. And all they did was ran up and down the court. They tried to outscore. That was the Whopper. Remember the Whopper? His name was Billy Parks. He was on that team. A guy from Elizabeth City State. What's his name? James Silas, Mike Gale. I think them guys was from the CIAA. They was on San Antonio's team. That was the 70s. George Gervin would always win the scoring title, but he wasn't going to guard nobody. They didn't play no defense.
So let's get back on to the women's side of the tournament bracket. So like I said, I got Jackson State winning against Grambling on that side. And I also have Prairie View beating Southern. So this would be a rematch from like a couple of days ago. Jackson State versus Prairie View. That game is at 5:30 on Friday. Also on the women's side, still I have, like I said, Pine Bluff can give it to Alabama A&M, but I might give it to Alabama A&M as far as uh, being able to stifle the defense for Pine Bluff, uh, making the bigs go out to guard the smaller players on the perimeter. I had Alabama A&M winning the game, so they'll be in the semifinals, and then on
You got Alabama A&M beat who now?
Pine Bluff
Men.
women. We on I'm
Yeah,
doing the
yeah.
women.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
right. You're right. I'm
yeah,
sorry. You're right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
On the women's side, so they'll be in the
Right.
semifinals, and then I also said I had Bethune upset Alabama State. Like I said,
Women?
yeah, like I said, every dog
Oh,
had their day.
yeah, yeah.
um, but in the end, y'all look. In the end, Jackson State's gonna run over Prairie View. They're gonna beat them by at least 15. Whoever wins the first that's the second semifinal game. That Jackson State semifinal game. First
Right.
semifinal game, it doesn't even matter because when they get to the final, that game is that's on Saturday. That game is at 1 o'clock. It's going to be the Jackson State. It's the Jackson State Invitational. It is the Jackson State Invitational. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The JSU Invitational. That's what's happening. Uh, Coach Reed gonna lift up another trophy. She's gonna get to the NCAA tournament. Hopefully, they won't give her a 16 seed. Hopefully, they can give her a 15 or a 14. I would rather for her to have a 14.
And she'll probably have to play South Carolina.
I would want to play South Carolina. South Carolina
It,
gonna be the number one seed.
that's who she'll have to play.
She gonna
Because she scared them up last year with what she did. They don't think they've forgotten that. She'll play South Carolina. If not South Carolina, she'll play UConn.
well. I just said like this: if they don't give her a 16 seed, that's good. Give her a 15 seed. You have a little bit of chance. To give her a 14 seed, you have a way better chance of who you going up against. It's all, like I said, it's all about the matchups. It's all about the matchups. On the men's side, on the semifinals, I have Alcorn going up against Alabama A&M on the men's side in the semis. That is the first game for the men's semis, and then on the second, I have Jackson State going up against Grambling. Uh, in the
Who
second,
you picking in that? Who you got?
okay, Alcorn versus Alabama A&M.
Mm-hmm.
I have Alcorn winning,
Right. I got Alcorn too.
and then on the second, the you can beat Grambling. Grambling can be beat. I'm just letting everybody know that Grambling can be beat. Um,
So you think Mo Williams gonna beat Graham?
I don't think I ain't gonna say he is.
I don't think so either.
I'm gonna say he is. It's all about which guard play, what your guard play gonna be like. Is it gonna be the guards is it gonna be the play that you saw on Saturday against Valley,
Right.
or is it gonna be the play that you saw against Texas Southern a couple of weeks ago?
But they played better after Texas Southern, right?
They played better at the Texas Southern, but when they mm, and then the adjustments, I'm always thinking about what the adjustments gonna be like.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. That guy's pretty good at it. I think both of them will make that judgment. I'm just picking Grambling. I think Grambling and Alcorn to play for that championship.
So yeah, I have Grambling and Alcorn play for the championship, but like I said, every dog got their day.
Yeah.
You can get got any day. Um, and then, like I said, this would be the rematch that everybody wanted to see in the regular season after Alcorn won the first time. the only time, which was the 63-60 outing down there at the reservation. Since this is on neutral ground, I might give the edge to Grambling. I might
Right. You mean against Jackson?
no against Alcorn. I give the edge to Grambling.
Yeah, I would too. But now let me tell you, that's gonna be a dog fight.
It's a
That's gonna
dog.
be a dog fight.
It is a
They're
dog.
gonna go at it.
So Grambling will be your men's champion, and Jackson State will be your women's champion.
Yeah.
I expect Grambling to either get a 16 seed, which would be
You don't think they have to do a play in?
they'll be in the play. That's a play in. The 16
Okay.
seeds
Okay. Play it. Okay.
so
Uh,
they'll be in the play in, or they can probably get a 15 seed just by what they did in the regular season during non-conference play. So that's what I would do. That's what I would. That's what I would kind of give them right there. Uh, MEAC, the MEAC.
oh man, that's usually a good tournament. That MEAC.
Mm-hmm. So pull that up right there.
Yeah.
This game, like we said, this game, the all games are going to be in Norfolk, Virginia, at the Scope.
Right. At the scope.
At the Scope, which basically is Norfolk State's. They are the host city.
Yeah, man.
uh,
Now, Doc, back in the day, I think it was Norfolk. Somebody had a guy named Ralph Talley. Somebody had one named AJ English. These were legendary CIAA players. They would play in the Scope, and we'd watch them on BET. And Charlie Neal would be the voice. That's back in the the 80s. Because Talley, I think he went to the NBA, but he couldn't get himself together. He was from Atlantic City. AJ English was somewhere up north. I can't remember where he went. Oh, I can't think right now.
but yeah, I'm pretty much I'm pretty much going with, like I said, Howard.
You for the championship?
Howard men's.
You going with them for the championship?
I will go with them for the championship.
You think they gonna beat Norfolk State in Norfolk? Because Norfolk people gonna turn out. They gonna come in the thousands. They gonna come. I'm telling you, man. Them Norfolk people gonna come.
So this is what's going on. Wednesday quarterfinals matchup is basically on the women's side. First game of the first game of the day. The first game of the day is on the Wednesday. That's Norfolk State versus South Carolina State.
Norfolk's gonna blow them out.
Blow them out.
They'll blow them out.
Well, yeah, I would give this the early game because you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they gonna. What day? Now, what day you say that it's on? What day is that?
Wednesday.
So they start their tournament on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, that MEAC is usually a good tournament.
That is true.
Yeah, especially the men.
Second game on Wednesday is Morgan State versus Maryland Eastern Shore. I have Morgan winning.
I do too. I think more. I told Ed something. The guy at Morgan State he's been around for years. Is it Ed? What? Ed William? Ed something.
I have to look at it.
Yeah, I can't. He's a good coach, man. He back in the day he was at Bowie State.
This is coming at game 3. This is women's, y'all. Well, actually, Game 3, this is men's. Number 1 Howard versus number 1 South Carolina State. Get them out the way. Howard blows them out by
Yeah, Howard blowed them
25.
up.
Send them back to Orangeburg. Tell them to get ready for football.
Yeah,
Tell them to
yeah.
get ready. Tell them to get ready for the MEAC SWAC challenge.
Oh yeah.
We'll be in Atlanta.
Oh
And
yeah.
then game 4. This is all on Wednesday. Game 4 is North Carolina Central versus Delaware State. Go ahead and send Delaware State back to Dover
Right.
because I'm looking at it like Central want they leg back from Howard.
That guy's good too. Moulton.
Yep, Bolton. Yep.
That guy's really, and you know he's real good in the tournament.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy's good in that tournament, man.
He's proven. He's proven.
Yeah.
I give that to him.
What's Moulton's first name?
Lavelle.
That's
Lavelle
him.
Moulton.
Lavelle Moulton. That's him. That guy's good, man.
Game 5. This is on Thursday now. This is all Thursday slates right here. Game 5 for the women. This is number 4 North Carolina Central versus number 5 Coppin State. I'll give the edge to. I give the edge to Central. I'm not about to give it to Coppin State. I kind of think they backdoor themselves into the conference, into the tournament.
Yeah, that's Juan Dixon, isn't it?
No, this is women.
Oh, this women. This women. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So the first 2 games are women, then the last 2 games are men on each day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See that right there? That's what I'm talking about. We should be doing in the SWAC. See, we should follow that bracket right there instead of that crazy stuff we got going on.
Right. And then let's see, got game 6 on the women's side, which is number 3 Howard versus number 6 Delaware State. I have Howard winning this game. I wouldn't say by not by a lot, but they will win this game. They'll win this game handily.
That's men or women?
Women.
Yeah. Howard and you're right. Howard's men and women have done well this year.
Oh yeah.
Both of them have done well. Yeah. They've done very well.
I think this year they have started to take. Of course, I know they won't take basketball seriously, but I think they have started to take football real serious. Especially they didn't even know how to do, but I started to see that take football serious.
Yeah, they got some big games next year. That's Scott. This is his 3rd year. What is this? 3rd or 4th year?
4th year.
Yeah, it's time for him to. Yeah. Because somebody's got to take Central down. Because Central's going to be strong next year.
Oh yeah.
Central's going to be strong in that football.
Oh yeah. So that's Howard versus Delaware State. So now that's game 7. This is Thursday. On the men's side, it's number 4 Maryland Eastern Shore versus number 5 Morgan State. Now this is an interesting matchup right here.
Yes, it is. Homeboys.
Yeah, this is a very interesting matchup.
It is.
Morgan State has a 3-guard lineup. Their 1 guard averages like 8, 9 rebounds a game. They all score between 11 to like 17, 18 points. They're all able to dish the ball. Their biggest thing as far as the trio of guards, they can get offensive rebounds.
Yeah. This is a rivalry, Doc. This is a rivalry, so I can't really call this one. This is a rivalry.
Eastern Shore is pretty much what you call dirty defense. And I ain't saying they dirty as far as like they play dirty, but I'm saying dirty like they muck the game up. They don't want you to score. They look at it to where if you score against them, they got a real big problem. Mr. Lucas, you said you got Eastern Shore over Morgan State.
Morgan State, yeah.
That might be a good.
That's gonna be a dog fight. That's Yeah, that's homeboys. See, a lot of them people at Maryland Eastern Shore are from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be homeboys against homeboys.
And then the last game for Thursday night on the men's side is number 3 Norfolk State versus number 6 Coppin State. Coppin State got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
I did the report about them earlier.
yeah,
What's going on with the basketball program? One, Destin needs to win the game in the
yeah.
tournament to keep his job. If he doesn't win the game, I'm thinking he's pretty much out.
I think so too, because they got stuff off the court and on the court going on. They got
Yeah.
it's a lot of issues up there.
Coach Jones is not to be played with for
I'm
Norfolk
serious.
State. He got his boys ready,
Yeah,
and I have Norfolk actually winning this game against Coppin State, and
I
they
think they're
move on.
winning big.
They win big. They move on to the
Yeah,
next round. So on, let's see. So first game of the semis. Let's see. First game of the semis for the women. I have. I to me it'll be Norfolk versus Morgan State. I got to see how they bracket is set up. But I'm going off of just what they doing, see how they bracket is set up. All right. So the women's side, on the women's side, basically Norfolk State will play against North Carolina Central in the second semifinal, the first semifinal game. Um, I have Norfolk winning this game. I haven't winning it. Um, I have them winning the first semifinal game against Central. This is women's right here.
I was about to say, if you talking about the men, Norfolk's men is the best black college program it is.
Mm-hmm.
That Jones guy's got the best program.
Then on game 2 of the semis, I will have Morgan State versus Howard.
That's men, right?
That's women's. That's gonna
Oh,
be
that's home people too. That's yeah. You talk about Morgan against Howard.
Yeah, that's a dog fight.
That's a dog fight. That's home people. That's 30 miles apart.
That's a dog fight.
It might not even be that far.
I would actually. I kind of looked at some Howard women's game.
Yeah.
I actually would have Howard.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one though.
It will be a close game against Morgan.
Yeah, it'll be a close game.
In the final for the women, it will be Norfolk State versus Howard.
And you got who?
I have Norfolk.
Me too. I got Norfolk too.
And the reason why I have Norfolk because they played Howard early in the season.
Right.
They gave them fits.
That guy's name is Vickers.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a good job at Norfolk State. He used to be on the board. He was an assistant coach on the board side. He's doing a great job, and he's a head men's coach at Norfolk. Last name is Vickers. He's doing a good job.
He got an assistant named Kevin Lynham.
Okay, is that somebody from the SWAC?
MEAC.
Oh, okay.
But he's a cool dude.
Yeah, they got a good program. You know, like I tell everybody, I visited Norfolk. I'm gonna be honest with you, Doc. I kind of felt like it was like Southern University. I felt like when I was at Norfolk, I felt like Norfolk should be dominant in every sport, just like I feel Southern should be like that.
Right.
When I visited Southern, I said, you know what, the way it is, Southern should be dominant in every sport.
Right. Now, let's, let's get to the men's side.
Russell, that would no. There's nobody in the HBCs that's on Jackson's level in women's basketball.
That would be
Nobody.
actually be a good game though. I would actually
For
like. I
for
would ask.
maybe what 2.5 quarters.
That would actually be a good game. I wouldn't know how it would be, but I know it'll be a good game though.
Yeah, and like I said, now Jackson's got the best women's program, but that Norfolk State has got the best men's program in HBCU sports. That Norfolk program, that boys program is probably the best, and Jackson's got the best girls.
All right, so we got the men's bracket right here coming up. All right, men's bracket. I said I have Howard. Um, I have them going up against Eastern Shore. I have them going up against Eastern Shore. This is the first game on that Friday. That's a 6 o'clock game right there in the semis.
Right.
Howard's going to play. Howard's going to. They're going to defeat Eastern Shore.
Yeah, I think that's men. That's men.
That's men.
Yeah. That guy's up and coming, man. That coach at Howard is good.
The second semifinal game that I predict will be Norfolk State versus North Carolina Central.
Oh, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game.
That's the game everybody needs to watch.
Oh, that's going to be is that on TV?
It's on the ESPN networks. I
hope I can see that. Listen, those are two basketball minds. That like I told you for that LaVale Moulton and that guy, that Jones guy.
Robert Jones.
Oh, they're gonna be making adjustments, but I'd have to favor Norfolk because that's a home game for Norfolk.
Yeah.
But they gonna go at it, man. They gonna go at it.
But you never know. Central might pull it off, and
it'll be a big one if they do. Because let me tell you something. I've seen Central. I'm not Central. I've seen Norfolk. Norfolk is loaded, man. They got some players. They got depth. They loaded, and then they got a good coaching staff.
So, but I would give the nod to Norfolk State, and in the finals, it's going to be a rematch, y'all. Rematch from last weekend. Norfolk State versus Howard.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one.
Howard ran them boys out of Bird Gymnasium.
Yeah, they did.
Past Saturday, y'all.
They did.
When I said ran them out, the game was they beat them by 20. Ran them boys out of the stadium. I don't know about running them out of the stadium like that, but I actually would have Howard winning the conference tournament.
You say you're picking Howard to win the MEAC?
I got Howard to win the MEAC.
Okay.
And that's something that I normally would not say.
That's a tall order, man. You got to go in you got to go into the scope. Like I told you, Norfolk's are going to bring thousands. I don't know what kind of crowd Howard's going to bring. And they got to go. If they're going to beat Norfolk in the scope, they got to go.
I know a couple of people that said they're going to
go to the scope from DC.
That I think one of them is actually trying to get a charter bus.
Oh yeah,
fans and kids to get down there.
That's gonna be a biggie.
It's a big one.
That's a biggie right there, baby. And see, MEAC basketball. See, I remember, 70s, 80s, 90s. The best basketball on that side was actually the CIAA.
Right.
But in the late, that was a white man. I don't know. Do you remember that white man was a coach at Virginia Union? He was dominant, man. He was awful. You remember him?
I didn't.
He had Charles Oakley. He had
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace. He had another boy.
I heard about him, but I didn't.
Oh, that white man was something else. He won like 2 or 3 national championships.
Right.
Somebody put his name in the chat. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He was that white man. He was the head coach at Virginia Union for years. That man was dominant, man. The only now Norfolk had a coach that could fight him. His name was Charlie Christian, something like that. There it is. Somebody, thank you, Ronald. Dave Robin. Oh, that man was out something else, man. Hey, is he still living? Is Robin still living? Because he was dumb. Man, that guy controlled black college basketball at one time. Yeah, that's him. Dave Robbins of Virginia Union. And he turned out pros, man. He was awesome.
Oh, yeah. He turned out a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah, he had Ben Wallace, had Charles Oakley, but he had another guy. I just can't. Oh, I can't even think of that guy's name, man. He had some guys, man. They were tough. And they would go and win the national championship.
Right.
Yeah.
So in other news, y'all, BET is on the market again, y'all.
Oh, for real?
BET. Paramount Global is considering selling a majority stake in its BET Media Group, the unit that runs the cable TV channels Black Entertainment Television and VH1, along with a number of related businesses, according to people familiar with the matter. The deliberations are preliminary and may not result in any sale, said people who asked not to be identified because the discussions are private. Paramount could maintain commercial relationships with a new owner, such as negotiating distribution fees with cable TV operators while opening the business up to other investors, including people of color. Now, here's the thing right here, y'all. Actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry, who is an investor in the company's BET Plus streaming service, has had discussions about buying a stake in the larger enterprise, one of the people said. Also, might like this too, Mr. Ford. Byron Allen, whose Allen Media Group owns the Weather Channel and other properties, is also interested, according to a spokesman.
That's good stuff.
Paramount has been trying to consolidate and refocus its movie and TV offerings around its Paramount Plus streaming service and reduce debt as management copes with a decline in traditional TV viewing. As part of that effort, the New York-based media giant has sold office buildings and studio space and is trying to sell its Simon & Schuster book publishing house. Paramount, which is controlled by the Redstone family, was formed in 2019 through the merger of Viacom Incorporated and CBS Corporation. Its businesses include the CBS Television Network, Nickelodeon, MTV, and Paramount Pictures. BET, founded by African-American businessman Robert L. Johnson, was sold to Viacom in 2001. Remember that? I feel like she never did that. For a total consideration of about $3 billion. The company maintains strong relations with some of the most successful Black entertainment creators. Actors and producers, including Kenya Barris and Rashida Jones, are investors in BET Studios, a production company. The Wall Street Journal reported on the possible sale earlier today. Shares of Paramount fell to 2.4% to $22.04 at the close in New York. They have gained 31% this year. So, what do y'all think?
Doc, listen, if Byron Allen gets it, that's going to help HBCUs. That's going to help us, especially the SWAC. If he gets that, now I don't know about Tyler Perry. I know he's gonna put them shows on. They're gonna put them, them more crazy shows on. It would be interesting with Rashida Jones and it was another. Who was the other person you said? Kenya Barris.
Kenya Barris.
Yeah, that would be interesting for them. I don't know what do they care about sports, but I know if Byron Allen gets it, man, that's another big plus for Black college sports.
Yeah.
That means that we could be once again seeing a lot of Black college football on BET. See, that's what I came up watching.
Oh yeah.
I came up watching Black College Sports on BET.
Oh yeah. So I'm looking at it to where,
Yeah, that's something I got to watch. Then that's gonna be interesting.
oh yeah, it needs to be interesting. So the question is who is going to be up to buy that stake? Um,
Yeah, you're right. Who would? I'm surprised them people like P Diddy and Jay-Z and them not interested in that.
uh, it's funny because most of them got their start on those
Yeah.
on that channel with.
What about in Snoop? In Snoop, he's pretty rich, isn't
He ain't got that type of money
he?
right
He
now.
got that kind of money. Okay.
BET.
What about them boys down there in New Orleans? Don't they call themselves Cash Money or something?
Cash
What
Money.
they don't have that kind of money?
They would rather stay away from.
Oh, okay.
Stay away from.
What's his name? Lil Wayne and Birdman and all that crew.
Yeah. So there was a a quote that was said by Coach Hugh Jackson earlier,
Right.
and it was basically said that there was nobody. It was hard for black people to get head coaching jobs in the NFL and in Power Five, but those black if you bring those black minds down to the HBCU ranks, then the football here in our in our realm would be A1. It would be back to what you would see back in the 60s and the 70s.
Listen, here's the thing. I agree with what Coach Hugh Jackson said, but now we got to do better with these salaries. I told you I've been toe up ever since Saturday when they published them salaries down at Southern. I've been toe up about that. We can't do this. You can't expect people to come in and give you a one job, and you talking about you paying them $50,000 in the FCS. That's 1991. This is 2023. And listen, I think this is something that needs to be talked to the commission about. We got to bring them salaries up in the SWAC.
Right.
I told you, me and you don't have this conversation. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was upset when I saw that Southern is paying Sean Woods $120,000. I told you, I know women in the MEAC who are women girl basketball coaches making more money than that. And then you want to fuss him out and talk about what he ain't doing and you gonna run him out of town? No, give him a raise. True. Give his staff a raise. And the same thing with that football program. I'm for what Hugh's saying, but now listen, this starvation wages stuff, that's got to go. You got to pay.
True.
Yeah, I don't like that. You talking about these guys $50,000. Your defense coordinator $80,000. You in FCS. You say you Division I.
Well, this is what
pay like you Division I.
So this is what most people would say. We would say this, but then the rebuttal will be,
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
We would be tired of it, but they'll be like, well, that's too bad. You get what you get.
There you go. Let me tell you something. I was upset last year when I looked at Southern staff that Eric Dulett put together, but not. You know what? I need to apologize to him because with them salaries, you can't get nobody. Yeah, did you see somebody published the salaries Saturday, and then what's his name had a link. What's his name? Carlos. What's that show that comes on about 12 noon Saturday? What's his name? Carlos. And y'all know guys who I'm talking about. He's a Southern grad. He has a guy from Alcorn. He has the coach from Alabama A&M. BJ Jones comes on. Pretty good show.
Okay. I'm
what's that guy's name? Isn't it Carlos something?
Is it the Jaguar Journal?
No, not the Jaguar Journal. This guy's name is Carlos. He's a Southern graduate. There it is. Carlos Brown show. Okay. Listen, he published the link. You can go in and look at all the money, everything for Southern University. And I went to the link and I saw them salaries and it depressed me. Because Southern got to be better than that. Let me tell you something, man. I'm a Grambling graduate. I love Southern. When I was at Grambling, we would go down and visit Southern. We would go and visit Jackson. I visited every school, I think, except Valley and Prairie View. But let me tell you something. I want Southern to be successful. Southern is a blue blood.
Right.
But we got to, them salaries got to be better than that. We can't do this, man. And I think this is the issue that we need to sit down with Dr. Charles McClellan on, because we got to pay them coaches better than this.
Right.
Yeah,
And
we got to do better. Huh?
that's true. That's correct.
Yeah. If we want championships, then we got to do championship pay.
Let's see. We got NCAA Division II. I think they brought up. We'll move on to that. So the Division II tournament is starting up now.
Uh-huh.
I know on the women's side.
Tuskegee's representing the SIAC, right?
Right.
And who's representing the CIAA?
The
Is
CIAA.
it Elizabeth City or somebody?
Elizabeth City.
Yeah, that's right. Elizabeth City.
So Tuskegee is basically what they did in the regular season, going 26-3, 21-0 in conference. To me, they got jilted because they are going to play University of Tampa, who is 30-1. They're the number one overall seed.
You know they're gonna do us like yes, I know. And they got to go to Tampa. Where?
They gotta go to Tampa.
Got to go to Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Something that I don't I don't know how this gonna play out. Look, I'll say it just like this: Tuskegee played their schedule. They played who they played. They beat who they supposed to beat. They won their conference title in the regular season. They won their conference title in the tournament. Make it fair.
Yeah.
I had to say that. Make it fair.
Doc, how you feel about us having an HBCU tournament? We have our own national tournament. You think we can do that?
We probably can do that.
I know we got to get the sponsorships and all that.
Yep.
We, get maybe what? Two teams from the SIAC, two teams from men and women, two teams from CIAA, two teams from the MEAC, and two teams from the SWAC.
And I would still invite the Hampton, your Tennessee State,
and Tennessee States, And what about Langston and
Langston? Yep.
And what about them schools like in Xavier? They pretty good. Xavier and Dillard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the women's side, so this is women's basketball championship, the official bracket. Elizabeth City State is going to play the number one, one seeded Glenville State. Shout out to West Virginia State getting the number 5 seed, so they're playing Shippensburg, who's the number 4 seed.
Now they hosted it, or they got to go on the road.
They are on the road, so they all in the same. They're pretty much in the same, like what they call the pod.
Right, that's right.
Yeah. So shout out to them. Then on the other side, like I said, we got you have Tuskegee. Like I said, they're playing against Tampa. Now, also shout out to Tougaloo.
Oh yeah,
Tougaloo.
Yeah,
making the NAIA tournament.
Right.
Shout out to them winning the GCAC tournament, and shout out to them for winning the regular season. Who knew that Tougaloo can ball like that? And that was good. I watched it. And they was on HBCU League Pass Plus. So
yeah.
That game was actually good.
Now, didn't they have a legendary basketball coach, or did he retire? I thought they had a big time coach at Tougaloo at one time. Basketball coach, man.
Somebody needs to research about that right there. On the men's side, bracket. So on the men's side, they haven't did the bracket yet as far as I need to get D2.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Tougaloo keeps Mr. Hunt, you right. That's what I thought. Keep a competitive basketball program. Yeah, they were always known as an academic powerhouse. I worked with a lady from Tougaloo.
Hmm.
It was
So
supposed to be a big time school.
so we got Winston-Salem State. They're playing Indiana, Pennsylvania. So Indiana, Pennsylvania is the number one, is not the overall number one seed, but they are the number one seed. Also, you have Virginia Union playing against Fairmont State. Their Virginia Union is a 4 seed. Fairmont State is a 5 seed.
Hey, did
Uh,
Virginia Union win the CIAA?
I think they did.
Okay, okay. I
No,
know
no, 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 they didn't. No,
Winston Salem won
Winston
it. Yeah,
Salem won the
that's
CIAA.
right. Cleo Hill Jr. That's right.
Yeah, Virginia
Yeah.
Union is the runner. I think they're the runner up, so they got it at large.
Okay, Mr. Campbell said until you can replace the $2 million payoff, there will not be a HBCU tournament.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Campbell, isn't that why we supposed to go and beg? What's that man named Tyler Perry and what's that other guy? Byron Allen. That's why we're supposed to beg them for money.
Yeah, Eric Stratus is the head coach over at Tougaloo. Okay,
Yeah, I remember. Now, he's from Jackson, right? Didn't he play for Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
I remember him. Yeah, he said right here, Coach Billups. That's Granny Ann. Coach Billups, a great coach. He retired, right?
Yeah. Then on the other side, we got.
Oh man, I love this guy right here, Lafayette Scribbling, man. He used to come to Grambling. You know, he would come in with the sweatsuits on, and then he put on that $2,000 suit on. They would have a dressing room at Grambling just for him. Yeah, that's right. He did pass.
Green and white. He be
yep. Coach Strip. Hey, the year that I was at Grambling, he was the SWAC champion. They won it. They played Duke in the first round of NCAAs. This when Duke had Danny Ferry.
Oh, in the 80s.
Yeah, this had to be 86. Because I'm going to tell you something. They gave Duke all they could handle. Now, them white folk were scared. They were scared, man, because Scribbling them gave them all they could handle. Yeah.
Shout out to Tuskegee Men's making the tournament on the D2 side. So they're number 7 seed. They're playing against West Alabama, which they ain't got to go too far. And,
hey, Doc, who's the head coach at Tuskegee now? Men.
That's a good question.
Don't worry, I'll look it up. I just know.
And then Miles College.
Yeah, Miles College.
Miles College is in the tournament also on the men's side. They are going up against Nova Southeastern.
Okay, that's somewhere in Florida or somewhere? Where's that Nova Southeastern?
Yeah, that's in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So basically, they will be in. I think that one is in that bracket right there is in, or part of the bracket is in Florida.
Right.
The MEAC don't beg like the SWAC. Hold on.
Hey, the MEAC don't have no administration, man. They don't have no administration. I keep telling y'all that. And then they try to give this narrative about Dr. Thomas and what he did. Don't nobody know about it but them. And he did this and he did that. I told y'all he did one thing. He gave the MEAC a new logo. That's the only thing he did.
But yeah, I didn't see it. But Miles College, yeah, they playing Nova Southeastern. This is the D2 for NA.
Hey, Ronald Hunt, I saw Purvis Ellison when he was in high school. He went to Savannah High. There was another boy in Savannah named Derek Miller. Derek was supposed to go to Georgetown. He took that Kentucky money and went to Kentucky. And then after a year, he tried to go back to Georgetown. And when he met up with John Thompson, John told him he was the biggest liar he had ever known. You know, they say John Thompson would take you in that little chapel on Georgetown's campus. You had to put your hand on that Bible and say that you was coming to Georgetown. And he put his hand on that Bible.
He wasn't playing no games.
Oh, man, listen, man, let me tell you something, man. I was a Georgetown fan back in the 80s, man. We loved everything Georgetown.
He wasn't playing no games. I was like, yeah. I actually did like watching those teams.
Who was that?
Georgetown.
Oh, man, listen, my boy that everybody's forgotten. He was out of Gastonia, North Carolina. His name was Sleepy Floyd. Nobody ever mentions him. Nobody mentions him. He was my boy, man. He was a god. He was one of the greatest ever. Nobody ever talks about him. He was from Gastonia, North Carolina. He played against James Worthy in high school. His name was Sleep. Some of y'all remember, if you my age, Sleepy Floyd. His name was Eric Sleepy Floyd.
I remember Sleepy.
Yeah, man. Sleepy could do it, man. He could do it.
Woo. Langston, Oklahoma. Langston University. The Sooner Athletic Conference regular season and tournament champion. Their record was 29-2 this year. 29-2. Loyola out of Louisiana. They won the regular season and the tournament champion. 24-6. The Red River Athletic Conference, that's represented by Louisiana, LSU Shreveport.
Yeah.
I thought, in a sense, Paul Quinn had a chance to do some damage in that conference right there.
Right.
You got Rio Grande, that's in Ohio. Sagu, that's Waxahachie, Texas. They're in the NAIA tournament. Texas A&M, Texarkana is in there also. They come from the Red River, Wayland Baptist, Sooner Athletic Conference tournament runner-up. They're in there also. Looking at and Xavier, Louisiana.
What's their record, Doc? How's Xavier doing?
22-8. They was the
Red River.
They was the Red River tournament champion.
Hey, Mr. Campbell, you got Milt Wagner's name down there. You know his grandson just made McDonald's All-American. He's coming to Kentucky to play for John Calipari.
He's a dog.
Yeah, and you know, listen, Camden High School in New Jersey had 2 McDonald's All-Americans on one team. Can you believe that? They had 2. That's that guy, Rick Brunson. He's now an assistant coach at with the Knicks. Yeah. He was at Camden High. That's his son. No, his son is that big-time point guard for the Knicks.
Oh,
the son went to Villanova. What's his name?
Jalen.
Yeah. Now, I want his daddy. The daddy's name is Rick Brunson. He was trained by John, John that was at Temple. He died. John Chaney. I need him to take that Georgetown job because they're going to get rid of Patrick Ewing this week. As soon as he loses first round, he out the door. I need that Brunson guy to get that job. Him or that boy that was a Duke guy down there at University of Central Florida. His name is Johnny Dawkins. I need him, one of them to get that job.
Man, Johnny Dawkins need to come to the SWAC.
Man, Johnny make a lot of money. We can't pay Johnny. We can't pay him right. Maybe we can get a little older.
He'll be in the Big 12 next season.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be in the Big 12. But now he'll go back to D.C. to coach for Georgetown because he's from D.C. Because I think he went to Spingarn. Because he was Johnny Dawkins was McDonald's All-American in 82, I think, of 1982.
Okay.
He'll go back to D.C.
Oh, yeah, he did play with Eddie Jones there.
Yeah. Aaron McKee has Temple now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, there are people in Atlanta, older people, they remember when John Chaney would come up here and play he would play against Morehouse, Morris Brown, and he play against Clark. He would play all the schools in the AU Center. They said he didn't even travel with the team.
Hmm.
He was that bad. He had come down from Philly. He was out of the Philadelphia high schools. John Chaney was.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it like this: when it comes down to basketball, if Grambling wins the SWAC tournament on the men's side, expect all corn to go to the NIT.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Expect all corn to go to the NIT. On the women's side, um, expect the runner-up to go to the WNIT on the women's side for the SWAC, and pretty much the same for in the MEAC too. So whoever the runner-up, they'll be in the NIT and the WNIT. So
Right.
they'll be able to continue playing basketball. But
Now that NIT have some good teams now.
they do.
They
do.
listen. Sometimes them teams they miss out on them teams because this mess about talking about North Carolina is out. Now North Carolina going to that tournament because of the crowd they bring, and that's a blue blood school. You think the NCAA gonna have a tournament and the Tar Heels not in it? That's crazy.
Yeah.
They just got a lot of mess on that team this year.
They do.
Yeah, them boys ain't getting along. Them boys ain't getting along. That's what's wrong with them. See, they don't have team chemistry. That's just like down here with these Hawks. You know, that boy is a problem. That kid from Oklahoma, what's his name?
Trey.
Yeah, that boy's a problem, man. He's too self. See, they sold him on a lie, telling these people in Atlanta that he was the second coming of that kid out there Golden State, Curry. That boy ain't no Curry. First of all, Curry is not selfish.
I remember watching his dad in high school. I seen his dad play in high school.
Which one? Curry or the other?
Trey Young, his dad.
Yeah, Trey Young. Yeah.
Ray Young, he played in high school. He played for Pampa High School. So same school. Same school.
Trey was brought up in Norman, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was brought up in Norman.
Yeah, because they did an article down here. The Athletic did an article. They say he got the same game he had when he was in high school. He took all the shots. He played with all these tall white boys, wouldn't pass him the ball out. He took all the shots. He's doing the same thing with the Hawks.
Yeah, I remember watching his daddy, man. His daddy put on the show in a state championship game.
Now, what was his dad's name?
Rayford Young. He ended up playing at Texas Tech.
Okay, so he's a Red Raider.
He's a Red Raider. Oh, okay. Yeah. By the way, what's going on with coaches that coach for Texas Tech?
Yeah, with all that mess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if y'all have seen or heard about it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Coach for Texas Tech, I forgot who the name is. He told one of his players, "You need to play like out of biblical terms, right?"
Yeah, and no, he don't need to be. He needs to stay out of the Bible.
And
you don't know nothing about the Bible.
In a sense, one of the things he said was, you have to be a better slave to your master.
Yeah, that's what he did.
I damn near threw my phone towards the wall at work, and I was like, "That's you don't say stuff like that." So now the coach, he's suspended indefinitely.
Yeah,
right now, because they're gearing up for the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to be there any longer now, because this is a new day and age where people with social media.
Yeah. Yeah, he thought he could get away with saying that. Hey, Mr. Campbell, you right. My freshman or sophomore year, John Chaney won the Division II championship at Chaney State. I think a year or two later, he shows up at Bill Cosby got him that job at Temple. Vivian Stringer, they just honored her team, that 1982
Chaney State team.
Yeah, they just honored her because that's the only black school to make the NCAA Women's Championship. and then she left Cheney and went to Iowa. Because I think she was at Rutgers. She done retired now, I think.
Yeah, she retired.
Yeah, she done retired.
He said, yeah, Mr. Jones said, they said Mark Adams, who's the coach for Tech, also spit on one of his players. Oh, we would have been fighting. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
care.
he sounds like one of them slave masters.
I don't care how old you are. We will be fighting. That's assault, and I have the right to assault you right back just for spitting on me. Oh yeah, we will be we'll be throwing blows, y'all. I
Yeah.
promise to God. I promise to God, we will be throwing blows. We
Maybe that guy that jumped on his girlfriend at Texas, maybe he can get that job back at Texas Tech. What's his name?
where talking about Chris Beard.
Yeah, maybe Chris Beard can go back to Texas Tech.
He probably could go back to Tech, but
Yeah.
he probably could go back to Tech. They love him at Tech. They
Did,
love
did
him.
he win a national championship at Texas Tech?
Oh, he was supposed to win that national championship. They played Virginia in the national championship.
Okay, Virginia won.
Virginia won that year.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, man, we would be going to blows. I promise y'all. I probably won't have. I'd have lost all my religion.
Hey, that Emmett Jones, you're right. I think Cheney State is the oldest black HBCU in the country. I think they were starting in the 1830s, right?
1837.
That's right. The second oldest is at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Because them schools were started during the while slavery was still still intact.
Right.
Because Cheney started out as a school, with a high school.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see what else we got on the back. I think that's probably pretty much about it, man. We had a good show tonight. I know everybody done flipped over to the Ken Clark show, but that's my guy right there. So I know
Oh
you
yeah.
gonna trip on him. I ain't gonna trip on that. It, like I said, it's enough out here for everybody to eat
Oh yeah.
in this space. It's enough out here for everybody to eat in this space. There should be no, we should be quarreling and fighting against each other because that makes all of us look bad. That makes everybody look bad. They even make me look bad if I even just joke about somebody else that's in this space. So I'm gonna try to keep PG-13
Oh yeah.
for right now because you never know who's watching you, and you never know who might give you that opportunity to take your platform to a whole nother level. So
Don't forget now. I need you to send that stuff to Dr. Charles McClellan now, because we want this mess to stop now.
y'all, if you did not watch the show earlier, Mr. Ford came with guns blazing. He was on one today. But shout out to all the teams that's getting ready to play this week on Wednesday. So man, this is gonna be some good tournament basketball.
Yes, it
Right
is.
now, I'm looking at some scores right now. Look, St. Mary's is up big against BYU. Gonzaga is playing San Francisco later on tonight. We already know who's going to be in the final for the West Coast Conference. It's going to be Gonzaga versus St. Mary's. That's every year.
That's right. It's every year.
Every year. They need to do something about that. Southland Conference tournament is New Orleans right now.
That's Mike Nee State and that crew.
Mm-hmm. New
Yeah.
Orleans is up by 2 against Southeast Louisiana. You got Cleveland State in the Horizon League semis.
Yeah.
They're up big against Milwaukee, 35-17. Furman punched his ticket to the tournament with a big win over Chattanooga, 88-79. Also in the Sun Belt tournament final, Louisiana Lafayette. Those Raging Cajuns going down and beating up on the University of South Alabama. The Jaguars, Raging Cajuns, 71-66. We got more scores. You got more scores out there right now. Let's see. You got the A10 starts this week. They start tomorrow to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlantic Sun. Shout out to Kennesaw State with the 1-point victory over Liberty. That was
Them two up and coming programs.
Yes. I expect Liberty to I don't think Liberty needs to be in the no NIT. They need to be in the tournament. They need to be get an at-large bid in the tournament just by what the season that they had this year.
Now, what's the name of Liberty's conference?
They in the ASUN right
ASUN, that's right.
Yeah.
Because Kennesaw State's getting ready to go Conference USA.
Right.
Yeah, that's up here.
ACC, they start tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that conference kind of went down this year.
Yeah, man. They had some problems.
I like that. I like what you just said right
Now,
there.
hey, Doc, you know who's pitiful in that ACC, right?
North Carolina.
And don't forget Louisville with that brother Kenny Payne at the head coach. They pitiful. They got to get, man, Louisville, that's Denny Crum and them.
Yeah.
They got a strong issue. They got to get them together. They got to get and by the way, they ain't won no games this year, and ain't nobody said for them to stay home. They going to the ACC tournament.
How the hell wait a minute. What? How the hell are you 4-27 and going to the damn conference tournament?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I can't understand what McClellan and them doing.
How the
leaving people at home?
How the hell are you 4-27 and you're going to a conference tournament?
They going to a conference tournament because they not Bush League in that ACC.
Huh? Yeah, I'm wondering about that, y'all. I'm wondering big time about that. American East, they start tomorrow.
The Big East?
American East. That's
okay.
Vermont, New Hampshire.
Okay, right.
The American Conference started. They start this week. They started this week. So the overall number one team in the nation, Houston Cougars, they defeated Memphis by 2.
Oh, that was a great game. I saw the second half. Yeah. They were battling. They were going at it. You're gonna see. Listen, both of them teams gonna do well in the NCAA tournament. Both of them, they're gonna do well.
Penny's gonna get in there. He's gonna get in
there. And that guy Kevin Sampson's gonna do well too. Mm-hmm. You might see both of them teams in the Final Four. Yeah, both of them teams are good.
That'll be a good thing.
Yeah, that's that AAC, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That conference there is not bad. They don't consider them Power 5, but they got good sports in that AAC.
Man, they got good football in the AAC. You got
they do. They them good people. That's a good conference.
So they start their game on Thursday. Tulsa is in there also 5-12.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how that happened.
Tulane is in there, right? Tulane in the AAC?
Mm-hmm. Tulane plays Tulane had a bye, so they play on Friday.
Yeah, that guy used to be in Atlanta. His name is Ron Hunter. He was at Georgia State. Ron ain't bad. Huh?
He's at Tulane now?
He's at Tulane. He's been there a few years.
Oh, man, I remember when his son hit that 3-point.
That's right. That's him. Yeah, that's right, man. But that guy's a good coach now, Doc. He's a good coach. I watched him when he was here at Georgia State. He came here from Indianapolis or somewhere. He came from a IPEU or something, like
IUPUI.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember he was there at coach. I remember he was at Georgia State.
Yeah, he was at Georgia State. He did a great job.
So the Big Ten tournament starts on Wednesday.
That's gonna be interesting.
That'll be very interesting.
That's gonna be interesting. Big conference. A lot of teams.
Purdue,
Yeah,
Michigan State, Northwestern, and Indiana got double buys.
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what we supposed to have in the SWAC.
Yeah,
We
they got
Alcorn and who's the other Graham and them
that.
teams that have double buys.
And then we got the Big 12 conference starting on Wednesday, which is going to be interesting. So pretty much everybody in the Big 12 conference was over 500.
Now,
That's
Doc, let me say this. See, the media has been fooling us for years, but probably for the last 10 years, the best basketball in America is that Big 12.
oh yeah,
That's the best basketball in America. That's the best basketball conference. That's some. Look, you talking about that Bill Self.
mm-hmm.
You talk them people at Kansas State is good. You
Yep.
talk about Baylor.
Scott Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Texas Tech, Texas.
Texas with all the stuff that they had going on too with
Yeah,
Coach
but
Beard. And
they might make a run in that tournament now. They better
yeah.
watch Texas. And then you got Oklahoma State, Oklahoma.
I remember
That's some good basketball.
I remember when Oklahoma State had Coach Eddie Sutton.
Yeah, I do too. Well, I remember him at Arkansas. I remember when Eddie Sutton was at Arkansas.
But I remember when he was at Oklahoma State, and Eddie Sutton used to come to Dallas and recruit heavily kids out of Dallas.
Yeah, yeah.
And
See, when back in my day, he had Sidney Moncrief. He had a guy named was it Ron Brewer? Somebody tell me, was it Ron?
Ron Brewer, his
Ron
son,
Brewer, Marvin Delps.
Uh-huh.
You remember Marvin Delps?
The name sound familiar.
He came to the Hawks, they cut him, but that Sidney Moncrief was the truth, man. He went to the Milwaukee Bucks, played for Don Nelson.
I remember Moncrief.
Yeah, Sidney Moncrief, he was the truth, man.
Big East tournament starts Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's always my tournament there, man.
Two teams that had very down years this year. We talked about one, which is Georgetown.
So, they tip that. Patrick's gonna be fired right after the game.
Yeah, he's gonna be fired after the game.
He's gonna be fired after the game. But Villanova won their last four, though, right? Didn't they win their last four, last five?
They won their last. Let me take that back. They won three out of five.
Okay.
They won the last 3 out of 5. That last game they played against UConn. They lost by 12.
But see, I knew Villanova was gonna have a fallout. Cause see, what people didn't realize, Jay Wright was one of the top 5 coaches in America, and I knew they was gonna have a fall off with him leaving.
Yeah.
Cause that guy Jay Wright, you remember Jay Wright, right?
Yeah.
Man, that guy was good, man. Jay Wright was something else, man.
I remember he took over for Steve Lapis.
That's right. That's him. Jay was trained under Raleigh Massimino, who used to be a headache for Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that guy, that last coach Villanova had, Jay Wright, that guy's good, man. That guy was good, man.
The Big 12, Blue. Big 12 is no joke in basketball, man. You cannot go wrong without watching some good Big 12 basketball. You got Big East Conference starts Wednesday. Big Sky Conference is in the quarterfinals, so they started today. Sacramento State is down by 16 against Weber State, 39-23. Montana State defeated Idaho State earlier today, 83-74. Tomorrow's slate is Northern Arizona versus Montana in the semis, and then whoever wins the game tonight against Sacramento State and Weber State, they will play Montana State tomorrow.
Hey, Blue, I'm trying to find out who's on Quinn Gray's staff down at Albany State. You heard any names yet? I'm trying to find out who's on the staff at Albany State with Quinn Gray. Who did he bring in? Like who's his defense coordinator? Because they got to be there now because everybody's getting ready for spring football. Right. You heard anything, Blue, on Albany State?
Let's see. Big South Conference tournament. The final was yesterday. UNC Asheville defeated Campbell by 4, 77-73. I expect to have Campbell in the NIT or the CBI tournament.
You said Campbell?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about football in North Carolina?
Yeah.
In North Carolina. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Now that's
Uh,
Big South. What is
Big,
that?
Big South.
Big South. That's right. Now they gonna fold. Is that conference gonna fold, or what they gonna do?
They are in a. I think they supposed to be somewhat in a partnership with the
With,
OVC.
that's right, because that OVC is pitiful too. They
The
pitiful.
Big West start tomorrow. Big West tournament start tomorrow. So you got two 7-24 teams in CSU Northridge and Cal Poly. They're going up against respectively Cal Bakersfield and Long Beach State. And then Thursday, uh, UC Irvine is playing
I
Northern
remember them school.
tonight. Tomorrow, Hawaii is playing Cal State Fullerton on Thursday. Uh, Santa Barbara is, I think they are the number one seed in this tournament. And UC Davis and Riverside are playing on Thursday also. So these are teams that had kind of like double buys, a
Hey,
bye.
hey. Now, Doc, what conference is you remember the UNLV Running Rebels? What conference are they in? I used to
The,
love them people.
they are in the um, Mountain West now.
Are they
That
still winning, or what are they like now?
you can check to see.
Because they, man, you remember the days of now you don't remember Glenn Gondrazak, Eddie Owens, Sutton Sam Smith, Reggie Theus, Tony Smith. You remember that crew?
and I mean, well, I remember the team with that team particular.
Yeah, that's back in the '70s. Now later on you had people like Stacey Augman, the boy from Texas, Larry Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Anderson Hunt,
And
Greg Anthony,
Yep. George
Moses
Apple.
Scurry.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what are they still winning, or what? You know, I don't hear nothing
They
about them no
they
more.
they they're in the tournament also. They're in the conference tournament now.
Did
Uh,
they have a good season this year? What kind of season they had?
18-12. It's decent. I mean,
Okay.
it's not like what you would think if Tark was still
Yeah,
alive,
that's what I'm
it would have
saying.
been
They
a
ain't
whole
nothing like,
different story.
yeah, man. We used to love some Jerry Tartanian, man. We used to love that guy, man. That was back in the '70s, man.
Conference USA basketball starts Wednesday, so um, some decent play. The number one team in the tournament would be FAU, Florida Atlantic, with a
Oh,
28
for real?
three record.
They got a good
Yeah,
basketball program?
they got a good basketball program.
Mm,
Following that,
okay.
number two is University of North Texas. Number three is UAB. So
Okay.
they are the
UAB,
top.
yeah.
They are the top three teams in Conference USA.
Hey,
Um,
Ronald Hunt, I love that. I love that guy, man. Armand, they called him the
Armand
Hammer. He,
Armand Gilliam. Oh
he was
yeah.
from Pittsburgh, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I love that guy, man. He played with a guy they called Mad Freddie Banks, Jarvis Bass Knight, that crew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was in the '80s right there.
Yeah, man. Them boys, hey, man, they used to call that boy Mad Freddie Banks.
Let's see the Colonial right now. This is men's. Um, remember, let's see, A&T went out in the second round of this tournament. So let's see, today, right now, this is the semifinals. Wilmington, uh, with an overtime victory against Hofstra, 79-73. That is
Yeah, Harsh's doing good, right?
that was a little small upset right there. And then Towson is in a dogfight with Charleston,
Yeah,
58
Charleston's pretty
58
good too.
47. 58-47. So they're the number one
Yeah.
seed in this tournament. Uh,
Now, Doc, you know, the media's trying to get Rick Pitino a big job in the Power Five. You've been watching that?
he needs to stay where he is.
He's at Iona, I think. In that New York, Iona is
Yep,
in New York, right?
yep. He
Yeah,
needs
they're trying to get him in the Power Five. They're trying to get him another big job.
he needs to stay where he is.
Yeah, Rick got age on him now. Ain't Rick in his '70s?
Rick is in his late set, like mid to late 70s.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He is up there.
They trying to get him a bit. He did pretty good at Iona last year, wasn't he?
He did.
Yeah, went to the tournament now.
hmm In the horizon, like I said, Cleveland State is up against Milwaukee right now. Now the score is 44-28. This is still in the first half. 24 seconds in the first half, and then Northern Kentucky defeats Youngstown State 75-63. So
Yeah.
they will be playing in the tournament final, which probably will be on either Tuesday or Wednesday. Um, they just wait to see who win this game against Cleveland State and Milwaukee. Let's see. We got the Ivy League. Ivy League, they start play on Saturday.
Who's the first place team out of the Ivy League?
The first place team out of the Ivy League
Is it
is
Harvard?
Yale
Okay, that's a brother. I think it's a black guy's the coach at yeah. Now you know Tommy America's at Harvard.
at Harvard.
Yeah, that's a brother at because Yale is the Bulldogs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a they do pretty good. Yale's basketball's not bad.
Yeah. Yale actually gave Baylor a couple of years ago in the tournament some
Uh-huh.
fits. They
You
gave
remember Princeton used to give a lot of people fits. Remember Princeton?
yeah
Pete
with
Carell?
the career. Yep.
Yeah, used to give people a fit, man.
Let's see. We got the Ivy, got the Metro Atlantic. So they start play on Tuesday. Top team right now is Iona. Like I said,
Yeah,
24-7.
that's Rick Pitino.
Mm-hmm. So
They
they're the
trying to
top.
give Rick a big job. Hey, you know, I think aren't they gonna fire the coach at Ole Miss? Have they dismissed him yet?
I wouldn't even know. They
Because
it
I think that's
depends
one
on
of the
what he.
jobs they're trying to get for Rick Pitino.
It depends on how he doing the SEC tournament.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You got the MAC conference. They start on Thursday. Top team would be Toledo. Toledo and Kent State are your top two teams in this conference.
And that's the MAC.
Yep, that's the MAC. I expect
That's a
them
MAC.
to
Yeah.
play in the finals too.
Yeah.
Also, you got. We already talked about the MEAC tournament, and I already said on the men's side how was going to win the men's tournament for the MEAC. Missouri Valley, Drake beats Bradley by 26, 77-51. Drake with the 27-7 record. Bradley might get in on as an at-large bid. If they don't get in as an at-large bid, they will be in an NIT, which will be an injustice to them.
Hey, Emmett Jones, Larry had to retire, man. Larry's having some health issues. You're right, he was helping Penny, but he's no longer helping Penny, man. He had some health problems.
Let's see, you got the Northeast Conference. Their tournament final is tomorrow. Fairleigh Dickinson
Oh yeah, that's New Jersey.
and Merrimack.
Yeah, I know Fairleigh Dickinson. Yeah.
Yeah, they play tomorrow. So they're
Oh yeah.
in their conference final.
Yeah, they said Fairleigh Dickinson's New Jersey. That's a New Jersey school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The OVC you had, because they finished their tournament. SEMO, Southeast Missouri, with the 7-point victory in overtime against Tennessee Tech,
Right.
89-82. So they was the first ones to punch their ticket last week.
Hey, now, Doc, I know you'd have heard about it. The Tennessee legislature is giving Tennessee State's administration the blues right now, man. You know they
About
already
the
done
money
stole $2 billion from them. So what they doing is basically telling them Negroes up there at Tennessee State, we'll take the school from you. You better not say nothing about no money. Because you know that Forbes magazine basically said that they done stole $2 billion from Tennessee State. So the legislature is giving them hell up there right now. You had heard about it? I know you'd have heard it.
I heard a little bit about it.
Oh, they giving them hell up there. They talking about Tennessee State's administration messing up the money. You gave away too many scholarships. Your auditing's off. Oh, hey, Mr. Kelm, I know you business people. Yeah, they talking about them Tennessee legislators trying to wear Tennessee State out, threatening to take the school. Oh man, it's a mess up there.
Pac-12 conference start. They start tournament play on Wednesday. I'm trying to figure out how the hell a 3-28 team in UC Berkeley get in the damn tournament. I'm trying to figure something out like that. So
Yeah,
number one team is Number one team is UCLA.
Oh, they tough, man. That's that what's his name? Cronin. He came from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a good job out there. He's bringing UCLA back, man.
Arizona's number two team.
Yeah, that boy's from. He was at Gonzaga with Mark Few, and
And
now he left Mark, and he's the new coach at Arizona. He brings in them kids from Africa and from Europe.
so they start Wednesday. And we got, let's see, we got the Patriot League. Patriot League, the final is going to be Colgate versus Lafayette. Uh,
Oh,
so the Colgate Raiders
yeah, Colgate. That's them some old line schools, man, from back in the day.
against Lafayette College, which is where my fraternity is actually founded
At Lafayette College.
at. Mm-hmm.
Now Lafayette's in what is that Pennsylvania? Where is that?
Right, Eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
You
that's
remember?
Lafayette. Remember Lehigh in Lehigh in Pennsylvania?
Yep. You remember H. Rowe Bartle used to be the mayor for Kansas City. They used to call him the chief.
You got me on that one, though.
He was the man who brought. He was the man who had they helped the hand to bring in the Kansas City Chiefs from
Oh,
Dallas.
okay.
So
That's
he
right,
was.
because they were the Dallas Texans, right?
And they named the Chiefs after. They basically named the Chiefs after him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he was the mayor of Kansas City. He was also a scout master. Like he's real big on scouting.
Right. Right.
That game is on Wednesday, so that will be a good game. That's on CBS Sports Network.
I might be able to catch it because I get sports. I get that CBS Sports Network.
The SEC, y'all. The SEC starts Wednesday night. Wednesday night. Ole Miss versus South Carolina. 2 11 and 20 teams going up against each other. Then the
I
nightcap,
pick South Carolina.
the nightcap is LSU versus Georgia.
Let me see. Let's see. LSU versus Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia's getting better because Georgia never cared about basketball.
Yep.
Um, I can't pick that one.
But
How did LSU do this year?
13 and 18.
Uh,
Um, it's kind of funny to say this. Alabama being the number one team in the conference. At one point in time, Alabama was the number four team in the nation. I mean, number one
yeah,
team in the nation for a split second.
yeah, they've had a lot of controversy down there since the killing of that young lady.
Then,
The country's kind of split. I mean, a lot of people are taking shots at Alabama basketball right now.
yeah,
Uh, I know Stephen A. has made statements about them. Shannon Sharp, most of your newspapers. The country's kind of split on that situation down there.
yeah.
That's Nate Oates, I think. Was it Nate Oates? He
Mm-hmm.
came from University of Buffalo.
Oh, oh, yep.
Yeah, yeah. He's got this kid supposed to be Durant like.
Oh yeah.
Man,
I seen him play
yeah.
for a second, and
Huh?
I seen him play. He got a game.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's from Tennessee, isn't he? And he
Yeah,
from yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of stuff been written about that Tennessee. I mean, I'm sorry, about that Alabama program.
we already talked about the SWAC, so I already said that Graham was going to win the tournament. Uh, got the Southern Conference. Furman they're going to the dance. They played last night against Chattanooga, won by 9. You got the Southland Conference right now. Um, McNeese defeat Nickel State 77-71. So this
Mm,
is the second round. So they actually started yesterday.
okay.
So yesterday, McNeese defeated A&M Commerce by 1. New Orleans defeated Houston Christian by 21. So New Orleans is playing Southeast Louisiana, 71 to 63 right now. So they have the lead. And then they have their semis. So McNeese State is playing Texas A&M Commerce. I mean not Commerce. Texas A&M Corpus Christi,
Right.
and then whoever wins the other game will be playing against Northwestern State. Um, got the Southland Summit League. We already talked about. Oh, damn, talked about that. North Dakota State is up by 15 against South Dakota State right now, 58-43. They're in the second half. Oral Roberts defeated St. Thomas of Minnesota, 70-65. We're talking about this St. Thomas team. They jumped from Division 3, and they are a Division 1 team. They did
Dang.
the same thing with football too. They
Mm.
have a damn good football team. So in the tournament final will be Oral Roberts against the team that wins tonight. They've got we have the Sun Belt. Sun Belt, like I already said.
Yeah, that was, you said somebody beat Liberty, right?
Yeah, Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah. You know, Liberty now is putting a lot of money in athletics. That's supposed to be the largest school in America now.
Yep. Now we got the WAC conference, Western Athletic Conference. They start their tournament tomorrow. Let's see. Stephen F. Austin is playing Utah Tech, Abilene Christian, and California Baptist. UT Arlington and
Yeah.
University, and UTRGV is playing against Tarleton State. Number one team in this conference is between Utah Valley and Sam Houston.
And that what conference is that?
This is the Western Athletic Conference.
That's right. Yeah.
Utah Valley is a team to reckon with because I've seen it. They played Stephen F. Austin the other day and beat them by 30. Beat them by 30 with
Right.
no hesitation. No hesitation.
Well, Doc, let me go ahead and turn it in, man. You know, I got to be in that classroom tomorrow.
And I ain't got to do nothing tomorrow. I actually do have a call tomorrow, but I'll let everybody know how that goes.
Okay, so you gonna be on tomorrow?
Maybe not. I don't know yet.
Okay.
All
right, well, listen.
I wake up.
Okay, listen. You have a good night. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Ford.
Okay. All right. Have a good one.
You too. All right, man. We just had some fun. We, killing time, trying to kill some time, pay some bills around here, become an Overdrive fan. Make sure you become an Overdrive fan. Just hit that join button and boom, get the money. Get everything. You get everything HBCU Overdrive. And also remember, as always, the culture is not for sale. For this culture, you're gonna have to
acknowledge me.
Yep. I have to acknowledge it. But culture's not for sale, man. So just let everybody know that, man. I'm always gonna keep it like that, keep it 100 with everybody. But be on the lookout. Probably be back on Wednesday night. If not, I'll let everybody know. Probably gonna do another schedule breakdown. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. It all depends. All depends on how I feel. But as always, man, as always, this has been another HBCU Overdrive live stream. Make sure that you hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. Become an Overdrive fan. Also, make sure that you like this stream. Make sure you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe. But until then, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. And most of all, y'all stay dangerous. Until we meet again. Peace.